Now Ayrshire Radio Podcast presents Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Welcome back to Ayrshire Insights with me, Elliot Boyce, and as promised, we have brilliant guests on today's show for this week's Local Legend Spotlight. This week, it's Sandy Hillan and Doogie Ainslie, directors of Dash Accident Management and Claims Limited, known as Dash Claims. It's an independent accident claims management company based in Stevenson, and we're going to go beyond the business and find out all about it. Sandy, Doogie, a massive thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
So before we find out about how it all started, we want to know a little bit about you guys. So, Sandy, are you a manual or automatic man?
Automatic.
What about yourself, Doogie?
Manual.
Right, would you prefer an SUV or a coupe?
SUV. Coupe.
And the hardest roundabout in Ayrshire, is it the Belfield or the Whitlets?
Belfield. Belfield.
Going for the Belfield, the Q8 roundabout. Right, we're going to find out a lot about Sandy and Doogie very soon.
Tune in live every Sunday from 10 a.m. for Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Only on Now Ayrshire Radio.
Now we're hearing how it all began. So Sandy, where did you grow up?
On Thanking Kilmarnock.
What about yourself, Doogie?
Yeah, same up the top end of Kilmarnock, Bobneuk.
And from the business starting in 2024, what did you do before it?
I've been a driving instructor. We've got a hire car company business. I've drove lorries. Anything you can imagine, I've done it.
What about yourself, Doogie?
Pretty much the same, yeah. I've been postman, salesman, all sorts of jobs since I left the school.
And so you two coming together, where did you guys meet? Where was this relationship formed from?
School.
Yeah?
School.
Just mates from school?
Aye.
And going right through to then starting the business. And what prompted you to start Dash Claims or the other business associated with it? What was the journey in that to where you are today?
So Dash Claims, we started it. I had an accident in 2020, just before lockdown. Car was run into the back of my driving school car. So the intention of setting up Dash Claims was actually just to deal with driving school claims, help driving schools out. So basically what happened was I was off the road for virtually the whole year with a car I couldn't earn. There was lockdown, we got shut down the 23rd of March, I still didn't have a car available, and it just spiralled, and we decided we're going to have to do something here where we can find a better service for the driving instructors, and for there it's just went into driving instructors, businesses, local community, and it's kind of spread for there.
So, I mean, from my side, thankfully, touch wood, not had any accidents of recently, but certainly when I first started driving, was a few accidents. The one thing is I'm probably on the wrong side of it, because I'm sure they were my fault, but no comment on that actually on the radio. But listen, why contact you guys? So most people might, if they do it, your insurance company will say you call us straight away. Why would we contact Dash Claims?
So basically, if you call your insurance company, many insurance companies don't actually handle claims anymore themselves, so it will go out to an accident management company anyways. We're just offering a more local service, a more personalised service, where we can deal with your non-fault claim the same way the insurance company will deal with it, but there's no excess to pay, and we claim everything back for the third party.
So you basically manage the process?
Yes, we manage the process, plus you speak to me or Doogie, you're always going to be speaking to us. You can call us all the way up to 11 o'clock at night. It's a more personalised service.
Rather than dealing with the big boys?
Yes.
Cool. So, Doogie, from your side, so you talk Dash Claims. You've also mentioned driving instructor there. So when did that form? When did you start doing the driving instructor, and how has that developed to now?
I was 2017. You were?
2019.
2019 for you.
Yep.
So
Was it just yourself at that point?
Well, I trained with one of the big driving schools, which was a bit of a nightmare, and then I decided I was Sandy Hillan driving school, and then in 2020 we got together, wasn't it, for the driving school, and we created Dash to Pass driving school, which was just an anagram of our names, Doogie Ainslie and Sandy Hillan. So well, we didn't come up with it, was Kevin Hazlitt that come up with that.
Yep.
We had some choice names. We had Sandug and
Ainshill, some really bad ones.
We've been running the driving school now for probably together for 5 years nearly. 5 years.
5 years.
Fantastic. Now, you obviously run the driving school. Have you got, how many driving instructors have you got working with you now?
13.
13 on the road and 7 or 8 training.
So 13 and about 21 altogether.
And it's a busy thing. It's a driving instructor thing just now. I mean, you constantly see the learner vehicles out on the road just now. There's loads of people, somebody in the corner there eyeing up some lessons there. Josh is in the room just now. He's wondering about lessons. We'll talk about that in a wee bit. But so you mentioned driving instructing. It's going from strength to strength. Are you looking to get more people on board and trying to grow that?
We work it as a different kind of brand, so we're never ever trying to grow the driving school. When we train driving instructors, we're more about training them to be a business. We don't sign them up to a contract or anything like that. They'll pay us for their training, but once they qualify, as they go along, they've been advertising their own business going along, and we'll learn them how to manage their accounts, manage loads of things to do with business that the big driving schools don't actually do. And by the time they leave us, they're well established. You only need to look at Craig and that. They're well established.
Really well.
Aye,
But social media presence is massive as well.
Not a massive journey. Now, really interested in the business and the claim side of thing as well, because, I mean, a lot of people have been in accidents. I mean, it's a thing that happens. You know statistics better than me, but really want to talk about the big wins and big lessons.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast with Elliot Boyce.
So, Sandy, what was your first big win?
First big win is probably our golf day. No, that's our biggest achievement. No, I'd say our biggest win is helping customers achieve claims that the insurance companies won't touch. That's probably where we do best. Insurance companies turn them down, telling them they're at fault, and we've won the claim for them.
So the initial thing comes through, people go to the insurance, they're told, listen, nothing we can do, you're at fault. You guys then take it over, take it as a bit of an investigation goes through, and you take the responsibility on and kind of fight against insurers.
Yeah, especially on local roads like the Belfield interchange. The amount of drivers that are told they're at fault on the Belfield interchange, it's simply because the insurance companies don't understand the road layout.
So accident management sounds like a really high pressured world. What would you say one of the toughest situations that you've handled has been?
That's a tough one. It's seen people upset. It's seen people distraught because there's real implications, especially if their car's a total loss, that they can be left with thousands of pounds a day if they've not got gap insurance and that. So it can be quite soul destroying watching that.
You mentioned gap insurance, right? If I'm right in saying gap insurance is something that a lot of the kind of major car companies are now starting to not offer as much. Well, why is that? Because it's something like when I've been going through times with like PCP deals and stuff, gap insurance was always something that I would have taken because I did get stung once and realised that would have helped void the gap, so to speak. But why is that not there as much now without going to third party companies?
I think basically it's the way technology's advanced, that cars are expensive now, and when you take a car brand new for a showroom, say it's one of the EVs, it's maybe £40,000. 4 months later, it might be worth £24,000.
Yes, depreciation.
And if you've got that gap insurance, they've got to take you back up to invoice on a lot of them.
Yeah.
And more insurance companies are getting scared of it.
Yeah, no, certainly the cars are getting a lot more expensive. Even just over the past few years, you can see some models can be jumping 10, 20 grand than what they were previously. Now, we talk about the accident management side of things, but there's challenges in running a business as well. I mean, when you first started out, you're getting in, it's obviously personal investment to try and grow it. What would you say from your side, Doogie, in terms of that initial point of having to put money into the business, the challenges, and how did you feel going through that? Because you're always the last person to be able to reclaim any of the money.
Yeah, it's always going to be a big stress on you. You just never know if it's going to work out. You have some nights where you just wonder if it's worthwhile. Remember the trailer, Sandy? We invested in a brand new trailer, get it all sign written to do trailer training for instructors. And the very next day they decided they were going to scrap it. So we spent about $6,000 in that, and we sold it, I think, the next week for 3.5.
Oh, right enough, because you now automatically can drive a trailer.
So that was
Albeit, by the way, albeit, right, see, driving with a trailer, that certainly is something that it's the hardest thing ever. You've got to go left to go right.
Yeah, it's actually frightening that it's still not a qualification. It was
that came off of COVID though, did it not? There was a bit of backlog as well.
That was the excuse that was used on it. Part of the issue was moving away from the EU and things like that. So it's governments trying to have their own rules, their own set of things, and just kind of, I don't like to say the words, but I can't say the words. But no, the road safety in general, I think that there's loads of issues with the trailer training that should 100%, there should still be a test and a qualification for it.
Where is the trailer now?
I don't know, it's probably sold.
Aye. But listen, and do you know what? It's the things in running business, and that's the point. And you sometimes learn your biggest lessons through failure, or through things that maybe don't go your way. There's been obviously some big wins, some hard days as well. What would you say your hardest days been through your career?
I don't know. For my whole career, my whole life.
That dash claims side of things.
Dash claims. It's just customers we've not been able to help, telling them the truth that they are at fault. That's a hard one.
Hard conversations.
Yes, the hard conversations, but being truthful and just saying we can't take it on.
So getting into the business side of things, you've clearly adapted. You've got the accident management side. You've got your the driving instructors. What was your going through that journey? Where did it all just piece together for you then, with the fact that, or has it just been a bit kind of, oh, we can do that, a wee bit haphazard on it? How would you say the development of your businesses have been?
Basically, the development of your business, I come up with an idea and Doogie kind of either poo-poos it or no, and we see an opportunity to make things better for people, and we say we can offer that service, and let's figure out how to offer that service. Now, when we started accident management, we didn't really know a lot about accident management, and we got in with a company and we spent 2 years learning all about accident management, how it all works, what we needed to do, and we just kind of developed it for there, and it's worked so far. We've dealt with about 170 claims this year, and it's worked for every one of them.
Going from strength to strength on it. So what would you say like the biggest challenges in running a business is though? So taking out your industry, what's your biggest challenge in running a business?
Doogie.
Come and say loggerheads.
No, it's maintaining finances, isn't it? It's keeping cash flow. That's the hardest thing, especially when we're waiting money coming back in for, say, insurers or things like that. It can take a lot of time for money to come in.
Sacrifices as well, innit? There's a lot of time away, long days and family life, the family down south doing shows and things. And
running your business, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning doing social media posts, mainly because I'm a bit nuts, but it's no that I just like to offer a service, and if I'm saying I'm going to offer a service, I want people to be able to speak to me or Doogie, and it's tiring. It is tiring.
There's a lot of sacrifices, definitely.
You said as well, I mean, people can contact you up to 11 o'clock at night. You don't strike me as having the kind of huge call centre. When people are phoning dash claims, who are they speaking to?
Me. Doogie. Brian or Paul, but it's generally me. I'll answer the phone up to 11 o'clock at night, and that's not because Doogie doesn't want to answer the phone up to 11 o'clock.
Do you know what? Look at it, Doogie, when he came in this morning after hearing about his night last night. I think that's probably safer that you're answering the phone.
I don't know. It's just my own idea about a personal service is that you're advertising a personal service out there, and then somebody phones up and they get an answer machine. That's not really about what people want to know. They want reassured. They want to know they can get a recovery truck out there. They want to know that I'm phoning for that recovery truck and tell me things like that. Offering
the service for it. Right, now, Josh is in the room. And we spoke about this just off here. So Josh, I'm going to bring your mic up just now, right? So Josh, you have got driving lessons are on the horizon for you, aren't they?
They are.
Now, we've got two guys here that are all about driving lessons. Now, I think we've got a wee deal that we can sort of heal the business show. I'm going to do a bit of live negotiating here. So, Doogie, Sandy, what do you think? Josh, learning how to drive, when he's ready to do it, what do you think you guys can do for him?
I've retired.
That's a gamble. I can't even ride a bike.
Let's see. Do you think you can bring Josh on?
We are definitely we're gonna help Josh. Me and Doogie is gonna work with Josh together, and what we'll do is we'll create some content for Dash to Pass driver training in exchange for your lessons.
Brilliant. So the only thing is, so you've managed to sort you out with some free driving lessons. Hopefully he's all right, by the way, and you're not sitting there 40-50 lessons and going, why do we take this guy on? And you've got to pass it then, Josh. The pressure, no pressure.
Pressure.
Start studying for your theory test now. Right, okay, we've heard about the listeners' tenner bargain of the week, but up next, I'm looking for you to let me know what your bargain of the week is, plus finding out what drives Sandy and Doogie to give back locally.
Now Ayrshire Radio Podcast presents Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Now Ayrshire.
It's time to talk community charity and Ayrshire Pride. But before we do that, the listeners have been in touch and let me know what their weekly bargain's been. So the question to you is, what's your bargain of the week that you've got for a tenner or less? Go to you, Sandy.
Boxer shorts for home bargains. I think they were £7.50 and I get 3 pair of them.
Here we go.
Only place I can get to boxer shorts to fit me, to be truthful.
Here we go. So Sandy's got boxer shorts. Doogie, what's your bargain of the week?
We were in Sainsbury's this morning and we got giant pumpkins for about £1, I think they were.
Here we go, right.
It's a night's entertainment.
There we go. So we're carving pumpkins right ahead of Halloween.
Yep.
Fantastic. Right, guys, so back to you. Why support local causes like us here in Now Ayrshire Radio?
It's important to keep money in the local area as well. It's important to keep businesses thriving in the local area. Now Ayrshire Radio are... They're what they say, they're an Ayrshire radio station. They're not a radio station that's run for the other side of the country. They support loads of local businesses, local charities, local events. So that was our idea for...
No, fantastic. Now you'll see round about the studio just now the branding, that local feeling. So what does that local feeling mean to you?
Doogie's took a flap there. He's sitting there, Guinness sweating right on there, wasn't he?
Get the icon on full flat.
He's like, help, point, Sandy, help. No. So, local feeling to me means exactly what it says. Obviously, grew up non-thank, spent the next kind of 20 year in Short Leys in Ayrshire and Kilmarnock. They two communities mean a lot to me. The communities that if we do well and it gets to a place, I really want to put stuff back into their communities, especially because as people know, they'll know the wealthiest communities, but they're some of the best people I'll ever come across.
Absolutely. The local area real supported us with the driving school as well, massively.
I mean, see, our driving school wouldn't have been anything if it wasn't for the people of Kilmarnock. They've supported us. They've just been absolutely fantastic. I mean, you only need to look at any of the Ayrshire Facebook pages when somebody mentions looking for a driving instructor and they're, phone Doogie, phone Sandy, phone... They've just been amazing to us, the folk of Kilmarnock. We can't fault them.
No, fantastic. Now, so you've sort of done what you've done locally here. You want to give back when you get there, but how has your business made an impact locally? What things are you working on just now that's giving back locally at the moment?
So, what's the name of the place? CEIS in Irvine. We've been...
So that's a community enterprise in Scotland group that helps things like employability support, skills and training, business services and community engagement.
Yep, so we've agreed to offer a full course of driving lessons to 2 of their young service users. We're going to agree to do that every year. We're hoping to build that up as we get more and more driving instructors. We're hoping to talk our trainee driving instructors into also taking them on for a course as well and getting more of their young service users driving licence, which is super important for them achieving a job.
Fantastic. So listen, amazing what you're doing, where you want to develop as your business develops, giving back more locally, especially to the areas that supported you in your journey, where you initially from, and to try and help. Right, guys, we're going to finish with a fun round, right? So I'm going to chuck one of you out, so you'll tell you about that just coming up.
Tune in live every Sunday from 10 a.m. for Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Only on Now Ayrshire Radio.
Now Ayrshire.
Right, we are here with Sandy and Doogie of Dash Claims. Now, it is time to play a fun round. It's called 5 Fast Ones. And for this, Sandy, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. If you can leave the studio for us, please. And what we're going to do is we are going to ask you questions, Doogie. So you're going to ask you some questions. You've got to answer them, and then we'll get Sandy back in to see how well he knows you. So you've obviously been pals for years in business together, but we'll see how well he knows you. Are you ready to play 5 Fast Ones?
Yep.
Right, okay. Favourite takeaway?
It's got to be McDonald's.
Song that always lifts your mood?
Then by Biffy Clyro, probably.
Best thing about Ayrshire?
Kelly, FC.
Weirdest moment at work?
When we're delivering cars and Sandy likes to record me and do a thing called the Hungry Bears when I'm eating my breakfast.
I don't know if we'll find out about that. And who plays you in a movie of your life?
Probably Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, there we go. Right, okay, we'll get Sandy back into the room, please. Here he comes. Doors open. Josh has been out there making sure that he's listening. Right, Sandy, get your headphones on and your mic is up. We're looking for you now to see how well you know your business partner, right?
Right.
So, what do you think Doogie said his favourite takeaway is?
McDonald's.
Correct, right, you're 1 mark up. What do you think? He didn't give a full answer. An artist that always lifts his moods. Who do you think he went for?
Me. I wouldn't know that. He's kind of weird with his music. He's kind of, I don't know, it's got to be Oasis, is it?
Well, it's not, so it was Biffy Clyro, right? The next thing, what do you think Sandy's, what do you think Doogie said the best thing about Ayrshire is?
Come on, look. Kelly, the fitbit team.
He did, that's it, you've got 2. What do you think the weirdest thing that happens, the weirdest moment at work? What do you think the answer to that?
Me videoing him. With tomato sauce at the side of his face.
Spot on.
The hungry bear.
Exact. Listen, spot on with that. You're at 3. And who plays him in a movie of his life? What do you think he said, right? Doesn't maybe necessarily be true.
The guy that played Slunk in the Goonies or something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. He probably picked somebody really beautiful because he's got a real bad sense of it. It's like Tom Cruise or something like that.
Well, you were close. You went for Brad Pitt.
Oh, Ian Pitt.
There we go. So you get 3 out of 5. Listen, that's not bad going. Right, thanks for playing 5 Fast. So I was going to be asking our guests every week to get involved. Right, I'm going to ask you this next question, Sandy, because you seem to be the guy that comes up with the ideas and whether or not Doogie takes it on board's the other one. What is next for you and your business?
So we're in the process of setting up it is set up. We've partnershiped with Goat Insurance, and we're going to be offering driving instructor insurance to the driving instructor industry.
Fantastic. And what's one thing that you hope for Ayrshire's future?
Better opportunities for young people. There's nothing. There's very, very, very limited.
To try and grow young people in Ayrshire, I think?
Better opportunities for work, better opportunities for business, more business coming into the community. We need investment in this community badly.
Absolutely. Now, last but not least, you must have a few people that have helped you along the journey. So have you got any final shout-outs and thanks to people that have worked with you over the years?
My shout-out is always going to be my mum, my dad, my wife.
There we go.
That's what mine's also always going to be.
Aye, same family, that support you.
Family. And have you got, so who other people are in the business? Do you see there are a couple of business?
Brian and Paul McCrory. Paul's he's the new hungry bear. He gets it tight. And Brian trains the driving instructors for us, and he's got both of them's got a share in the business. We generally just have a good laugh at each other.
You've already done a shout out earlier, I think, to Kevin Hazlitt, driving instructor, who come up with the name dash because of our initials.
Aye, Kevin Hazlitt. Thanks, because we
I'd be scared for it to come out with, actually.
It'd have been Ainslie claims or Sandug claims or something.
Anyway.
There we go. Listen, guys, a massive thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having us in.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast.
Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe now.